Hi, this is Jason Hodges from Ilium, and you're listening to Dave Softees Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio.
Alrighty, Metal Maniacs, here we go. Please help me welcome back to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Newcastle, Australia, founding member of legendary power metal band Ilium, the one and only guitarist, Jason Hodges.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome back to the Metal Meltdown, Jason. How are you doing
Thank
out
you. It's
there?
been a long time.
It's been a while, yes. I remember we got together a few years ago to do a discography show, and I remember you mentioning at that point that you wanted to redo the earlier albums, and it's great to see that this is coming to fruition for Sirens of the Styx, you know?
Yeah, well, it was out of print. We wanted to re-release it, so we thought we'd rather do something a bit special with it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
there were things that we could do with it to sort of do it more in the line of where we are at the moment. So we decided we'd rewrite the album and re-record it, and it's come up really well.
It sounds amazing, and it's really great to have you here that we could talk about this redone release, a new release out on Nightmare Records called Re-Styxed, and it's featuring the legendary Lord Tim Gross on vocals. And I really want to congratulate you on this. It sounds amazing, and I think he's singing really great. Embrace the Myth, especially. He's singing his heart out on that. Unbelievable, that sound.
We really wanted to make it big in every way possible, I suppose. And we were happy with the original one. But as I said, there were things that we thought, if we were doing them today, if we hadn't recorded the album, we would have written things a little differently. So we've taken that opportunity, and we've also added another song to it. So the new song, Ode of the Transdimensional Puppeteer, is probably one of the best songs on the album. So
track 5, the new track. And I'm very interested to know how you got Tim Lord to join on this production of Re-Styxed. How did that all come to be?
Well, we had Lance King singing with us our last album, My Misanthropia. He's the head of Nightmare Records, who we're on, or who's distributing our album. And Lance just couldn't get a schedule together. He had the album for quite some time and wasn't able to get anything started, so we were running out of time. Tim sang on. Well, he was involved in our first 5 albums. He sang backing vocals and produced our first album, Styx. He also sang lead vocals on our second and third albums, Permian Dusk and Vespertilian.
Yes.
So we thought we'll I'll give Tim a call, because obviously we're still friends. Asked him if he'd be interested in doing it, and he was. So yeah, that's how it all sort of happened from there.
That's great. That's great. And just to make it clear to everyone out there tuning in, Re-Styxed is entirely redone, not just the vocals. Right, Jason? It's also, you have the musical redone, and you have that bonus track, like you said. So would you please tell us, what other guest musicians join you on this remake with Adam Smith?
On drums is Tim Yatras, who's worked with us as a session musician for a few of our albums, from Vespertilian through to Ageless Decay and Genetic Memory. So we got him back in.
Very
and
nice.
It's just the 4 of us did all of the musical parts on the album.
Very nice. Yes, he's a great drummer. He's also been in several bands, including Lord, and he's a great drummer. So I'm very happy that.
Yeah, that's right. He was in Lord, and he was in Dungeon. Well, yeah, Tim has worked with us on a few albums. He worked with us on Vespertilian, Ageless Decay, and Genetic Memory. Basically, just Lord Tim suggested we get Tim Yatras in again for the drums on this album.
Good call on his part.
Yeah, that's right. Everything sort of ended up probably working out for the best by everything happening this way, I think. Tim's been heavily involved in the production this time around, and yeah, it's just given us a bit of a more aggressive sort of feel for the album. But we've kept all the melody and all that sort of stuff as well.
Yeah, and I noticed that the songs are a bit shorter than the original recordings.
Yeah, we come out some of the parts of the songs when we were basically looking at them. Adam sort of looked at the music, and I looked at the lyrics, so I changed quite a lot of the lyrics. Probably all of the lyrics except for one song. The Celestial Sphere we kept the same. There were things that we decided we would keep and things that we decided we'd take out. There was some spoken word part in a couple of the songs that we left out. And we basically just had a fresh look at it and sort of stripped things back a little bit. So yeah, some of the songs are a bit short.
Oh yeah, they sound great though. I'm very happy, and I've been playing the music on the air, and the people are loving it, especially Embrace the Myth. I mean, like I said, Lord Tim's vocals on that, he really pushes it, and it's really a very outstanding sound that you got out of this. And where did you record this? In your own studio, I would imagine.
We recorded the guitars and the bass and the keyboards at our own studio. The vocals and the drums were recorded in Tim's studio down in Wollongong. So he's actually got his own studio as well. So basically we could do it in our own time, which makes things a lot easier.
Very cool. Yeah, that works out. And you also redid the artwork for this Re-Styxed offering, and who was responsible for the artwork?
Dimitar Nikolov was our artist. He's from Bulgaria. We really like the art we grew up with, so we try and incorporate as much artwork as we can, and Dimitar does a great job for us.
I noticed the official teaser for Sirens of the Styx Re-Styxed. Will you be producing any more music or lyrical videos to promote Re-Styxed?
It depends on budget and time. We would like to. We did a couple for our last album. We did one for the Cryptozoologist and one for the Hatchling. So we're sort of thinking about maybe doing one for Half-Life or for Odin for Transdimensional Puppeteer or something like that. It just depends on time and budget, but we're certainly hopeful to do a lyric video for it.
I'm hoping that as well. So when that time comes and you do know if you're going to do that, please tag me or give me a heads up so we could spread the word and share the video for you as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And let's talk. I have a couple of links here. Of course, I have iliumaustralia.bandcamp.com, and you also have your Facebook, iliumofficial.com. You have a shop tab there, shop now tab, and I like to talk about merch and what you would say would be the best place for the fans to get this, either in a digital or physical copy. And also, I've noticed on your Bandcamp you have a lot of nice packages called bundles. You have a nice offering of bundles. If you'd like to take some time and spread the word on what bundles you're offering, I think that wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, well, we had some pre-order bundles to try and get a bit of cash together, because obviously there's no money in the music industry these days.
Right.
So we can certainly do stuff for people. We have to order it as a one-off sort of thing, though, so we don't actually have bulk. We've sort of sold out of some of the things you can get in. But we can do mugs, we can do shirts. We've got patches and stickers and stuff. So if anyone wants to order the album through us, we can certainly provide. We've got fridge magnets, stickers, patches, all that sort of stuff. CD. The CD comes as a double. We've got the original and the new album in the package. But yeah, we can do shirts for any of our artwork made to order. But because it's made to order, we just have to wait a few weeks to get it done. That's all. But we can certainly do anything like that.
I appreciate you informing all the listeners out there about the merch, and I'd like to know, because we're all curious of what the future plans are for Ilium with you and with Adam Smith, and the future of Ilium. Is there any chance of having Lord Tim redo all the previous releases with Mike DeMeo and Lance King? All due respect to these fine, top-notch vocalists, but for me, Lord Tim has always been the perfect voice of Ilium. I personally, as a fan, will love to see him be on every Ilium offering. But you already know about how I feel about that. But any words from you, and moving forward with Lance King? Will he?
I don't really know at the moment. We're recording a new album at the moment called Carcinogeist. We're not sure where it's all heading at the moment, but the plans are, we are planning on doing a re-recording of the song Genetic Memory. We are also at some point planning on redoing the second and third album, which are also out of print, but Tim sang on those originally. We would love to work with him again. It really depends on his schedule, and there's a lot of complications that need to be worked out. But it was great working with Lance as well.
Yeah, it must be.
I haven't heard from Mike in a while, but
yeah, Nightmare Records, having your own record company and all that, is a great vehicle. And he's been in a lot of bands also. He's a very good power metal vocalist, progressive power metal vocalist, and he's got a lot of things going on there too. But yeah, I was I wouldn't say heartbroken, but I was very upset when Lord Tim was no longer involved with Ilium, but on the albums. But hearing this Re-Styxed made me so happy to have him back, and I hope he remains. If I had my wish come true, he would be there for all the Ilium offerings.
Maybe he's got his own. He's got a new Lord products coming out at the moment, so I know he's very busy with Lord this year. So basically, we're basically going to record the album and then see where we're at with vocals from there. We're happy either way, but
I wish you the
Tim's
best.
performance on the first album, on the re-recording of the new album, it was great working with him again. He's probably the most professional person. No disrespect to anyone else. I mean, they've all been professional, But Tim just goes that extra mile, and it's really good working with him. And he gets our band. He understands what we're trying to do, and we know him personally, and lives just down the road. Well, he lives a few hours away, but it's a lot closer than the other side of the world.
Exactly.
Where the rest of our vocalists sort of come from. So
exactly.
Yeah, no, we'll see what happens. At the moment, we're just concentrating on getting the music down, and then we'll see what happens with the vocals from there. But yeah, we will probably be working with Tim on the future albums in some capacity.
I hope so.
It's up to him what level he wants to do. Yeah,
we totally understand
whether
that.
he's going to be doing. Yeah, it depends. It's sort of out of my control, but we'll see what happens. Again, it's been a very positive experience working with Tim again, with both Tims actually. It was great working with Tim Yatras as well, and we'll just see what happens. In terms of the recording other stuff, I mean, it's always a possibility. We definitely would like to re-release the second and third albums because they're out of print. So that is a plan. Of other stuff, we might do the odd song here or there. It's sort of expenses one thing, and we also want to make sure that we get the new material keep on coming. So we don't want to just live in the past sort of thing.
Right.
But there are certainly things on, say, Genetic Memory, which we would definitely like to hear Tim's interpretation of, because he's got a very different style to Mike DeMeo. Mike had a very he's more a bluesy sort of vocalist, which means that there's not so much in terms of the choirs and all that sort of stuff that Tim does. So it's a different approach. He did a great job, but yeah, different approach. So it'd be interesting to hear what Tim would come up with on those albums.
Absolutely. I'm dying to hear that. So hopefully that all works out for you and for Ilium and for Tim and everybody. So, I wish you the best of success with that, and hopefully everything forms into fruition, that this could all be possible. But I understand it's not all in your hands, not all 100% in your control. So I really wish you the best with that, and hopefully that is the case. Any updates?
Well, whatever happens, hopefully it all sounds good.
I hope so, yeah.
Any
absolutely.
Updates
on your wildlife career?
Well, I've just done a big fundraiser. I do wildlife rescue and rehabilitation in Australia. So I do a lot of work with reptiles, but basically anything I've raised bait. I do rescues for possums and kangaroos and koalas and birds and whatever else coming out. So we're getting calls for snakes in people's houses and things, so I get to relocate those, which is fun. Mostly I want to sort of just educate people, because I really value all animals, and anything that we can do to help protect habitat, and and just to understand. A lot of people have a natural fear of things like snakes, and in general, they're pretty good to handle and all sorts of stuff. Not that I'd recommend anyone go pick up a snake, but they're very shy and they're not interested in being aggressive or anything like that. So a few of the reptiles sort of are coming out at the moment, but I'm not getting a lot of rescues just at the moment. There's been a few possums, which are different to the American possums, the ones in Australia, and things like that, kangaroos and things like that as well. So a lot of echidnas around, which are a relative of the platypus, but they're spiny and they eat ants. There's a bit happening.
I want to let all the listeners out there know, go to Jason Hodges' personal Facebook, and there's a tab there on the top where you could click onto his wildlife and what he does there. And I noticed today on your page, like, you have an animal or pet of the day, which is quite interesting, like different kind of animals I've never even seen before. So yeah, I'm kind of a novice when it comes to wildlife, and if you want to learn more about this kind of stuff, you definitely should check out what Jason does with his funding for the animals and taking care of the animals, and his pet of the day. Quite interesting.
Yeah, I'd just put up sort of an animal a day and just talk about its conservation status and all that sort of stuff. So it could be an animal from anywhere in the world. But I also post up my own rescues, obviously, and the other things that I do. And yeah, there's always something interesting happening. It's just amazing working with animals, and I've got pet foxes. Yeah, it's really a rewarding. It can be stressful, and it can be heartbreaking, but it's also rewarding to know that you're doing something positive for the animals, because we really don't do a real good job of looking after the planet and each other most of the time. So I just wanted to try and do something positive and give something back, and we try and incorporate that a little bit into our music as well.
Yeah, you're a good man, Jason, and I want to thank you again for giving me the opportunity to do this with you tonight. And I wish you, like I say, the best with the future of Ilium, and what you're doing there with the wildlife stuff is very important. Is there anything that you'd like to say to your fans tuning in at this time?
Just thanks again for standing by us. It's very difficult for most bands, let alone fairly underground sort of bands like us. So if you're out there buying the album and supporting the band, that's all you can really do. But yeah, I really appreciate all of the positive feedback that we've been getting, and we hope we can continue improving and releasing stuff. I mean, we try and do the best albums that we can do, and we do them. For us, the good thing about being independent is that we don't have any pressure from any labels or anything like that. We do them the way that we think they should be done. So we're not interested in writing to trends or anything like that. I don't know how you describe us. We're kind of old school, but we've got a bit of a twist on what we do. Yeah, we're a melodic heavy metal band. We've got thrash elements. We've got power metal elements. We're basically just traditional, real heavy metal. Then I guess we're the band to listen to.
Yeah, you offer more than just traditional heavy metal. You have something special there in your guitar work there, where sometimes I'm hearing it and I'm thinking, is that bagpipes? That's guitar work. Wow. Awesome stuff. Really, really good, special stuff. And I've been a fan from the very beginning. And like I said, I wish you and Adam, you and Adam pretty much are the band. It's unfortunate that you don't have a lot of touring or any touring going on, and that you don't have like a complete lineup that you can support, and then have Tim and have a drummer constantly. And it's great to have these guys as guests, that's for sure. But I wish you and all in Ilium the best, and I hope that the future has better plans for you and the band, and that within the new year you'll have great news for us. I hope that, like I said, I'm a fan of all your music, but there's something special about your music.
We've got some great songs written for this album, so
that's good to know.
We know that's going to be 2018 is going to be a busy year for us, I would think. We've got a really diverse selection of songs. We've got some really intense, thrashy sort of stuff. We've got some really ultra melodic stuff. So, yeah, there's a bit of a mix, and some people like every song to sort of sound the same for some reason, but we try and mix it up a little bit, and we're going to hopefully go for something more along the lines of what we've done on the latest album, in terms of production, sort of a cross between that and some of the more power metal elements, I guess. But we'll see what happens. These albums tend to take on a life of their own.
Yeah, right.
And as you're recording them,
exactly.
So it's kind of a different experience to being a fan, to being in the band. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's pretty exciting.
That's good to know, and I want to tell you, I'm looking forward to talking to you again next year, possibly, if it comes out next year, about this new music, and hopefully that whoever sings will be able to talk about that. If it's not Tim, if it is Lance or whoever, I definitely want to come back here on your next offering to talk about it and have a fresh interview to talk about all this brand new music. So I'll be looking forward to that. But for now, I want to wish you the best of what's left of this year and a great 2018. And definitely keep me posted when that new music up. But you always do keep me posted. When you told me about the Re-Styxed offering, you were right up there on the Facebook letting me know about it, and I appreciate that. So let me know. Did you have a working title for your next album?
Well, the next studio album is called Carcinogeist.
Carcinogeist. You mentioned that before, but I couldn't make it out, unfortunately.